What is up, everybody? It's the Inhuman one here, and today we're going to be picking up right where we left off with part 3 of the shield only run. So pretty much I had started off as kind of like a spikes and thorns only run, and we were using our Kirk set of thorns armor to deal damage, but I also had outlined that I could use my shield, anything but any kind of true weapon like a sword or anything like that, like projectile magic. So what I ended up doing is pretty much upgrading the armor to the max, so for the ultimate defense, maxing out my stamina, and ever since then we've been able to take on all of the bosses in Dark Souls so far. We've even defeated the Four Kings and the Bed of Chaos. So now we're in the Duke's Archives, and we're going to be heading up to take on Seath himself, and then Nito, and if we make good enough progress, then we can defeat Gwyn as well, completing the challenge in 3 days. So that'll be incredibly exciting. I'm looking forward to the finale of this series so that we can move on to the next challenge. And so without further ado, let's get started. I'm gonna dodge a lot of these guys, get past some of these guys because they have tons of defense. The crystal seems to really help protect them, even though it makes our weapons incredibly frail. It makes them pretty strong for some reason. So before they get buffed up, let's see if we can get past these guys, because that Chandler is really gonna make them as strong as he can. Nice. We got the moves. I'm gonna come up this way and keep going up the archive area, making our way up one level at a time. There aren't any items that we really need. No twinkling titanite. We don't need to fight with any mimics or anything like that. Essentially, we just need to make it through and get over to the first encounter that we're going to have with Seath. I see you. He's a pretty heavy guy. I never thought that he had a great sword, but I realized when he was fat rolling last time that he's pretty heavy. He has great poise too, by the way. We'll try some light attacks here just to spam. There you go. That worked. Worked like a charm. Alright, so now we're going to keep moving through. And as we make our way up the staircase, I think we're going to be facing off with Seath. This is, of course, the scripted death, so it's going to be fine. I'm going to lose the 100,000 souls. I don't have a Ring of Sacrifice to equip, so... actually, I do. Ha ha ha. So I will equip that so we don't lose our souls. That way I can go ahead and repair my equipment and all that once we get into the cell. My only concern is dying from curse damage, but I hope not. I'm going to try and get right in his line of fire so that I can die. The good old-fashioned way, of course. There you go. That's dealing some good damage. But our curse is coming up like crazy, so let's see if we can avoid that. Uh-oh. I don't like that. If he can hit me with one more Kamehameha. Hit me! Okay, we're dead. Perfect. But because we had the Ring of Sacrifice equipped, we're not going to lose any of our souls. The ring did break, though, and that's fine. Those are actually pretty easy to come by, so no worries at all. Okay, so now we can go ahead and equip our Chloranther ring so we can have increased stamina regeneration. Go ahead and kill this guy. We'll see if we need to repair any of our equipment. Looks like it's all in pretty good shape right now, so no worries there. And aside from that, we should be good. So let me see. Can't level up. I think it takes like 200,000 souls for me to level up at this point, so we got a lot of souls to go before we can do that. So they're going to start their little dubstep reunion here in a second. And that's fine. Everyone starts jamming out. And we're going to go turn off whatever that thing is. And whatever it's playing anyways. And then we're going to get a key and head upstairs to open this giant door. And then we'll be heading towards the final section of the Duke's Archives so we can make our way through the Crystal Caverns. So we're going to be hopefully avoiding these guys. They don't usually aggro as long as you don't stick around too long. They're just trying to head upstairs. And we're going to let them go. That's perfectly fine. And because we're on New Game Plus, we already obtained everything we needed to have a good loadout for this challenge run. So because I'm using only the spikes and the shields, we don't have a ton of other items that we need to get. Our build is pretty much complete and perfect at this point in terms of leveling, equipment, and all that. So anything else that we get is just going to really slow us down and kind of take away from the challenge. I don't need to pick up any items. Even souls at this point aren't really required. So pretty much it's just a matter of us getting through and defeating the rest of these bosses here, Seath being one of the last remaining bosses actually in the game. So after Seath, we'll take on Nito, and I think he might prove to be a little difficult, but I do have a few strategies in mind in the event that we're taking too much damage. More than anything, Nito's Tomb of Giants is a lot worse than the boss fight itself, but we have discovered a few shortcuts in the last stream, so we're gonna, well, I say rediscovered, so we're gonna use those so we can navigate the area very quickly, skip the first half of the level, and then we'll move on to the second half and do the same thing, skip past all the hard stuff, tag all the bonfires, and just make our way to Nito. We'll pick up these because why not? I always kill these. There's some lore behind them, and they're actually I think they're maidens that were transformed into those grotesque looking creatures, but that's why not all of them are hostile. It's really interesting. But anyways, we're going to be heading up this ladder here, and we'll be turning off the... Oh, good. That's great. But I bet you'll fall down first, sir. What a jerk. Alright, we're going to turn this off, and we're going to go grab the key in the chest directly behind us. If I can activate this. Alright, perfect. We're going to dodge away. And we're going to sprint towards the chest so we can create some distance between us and these enemies. We're going to grab the key, and then we're going to dodge. Dodge. Alright, perfect. These enemies aren't very hard, but the fact is, if they are grouping together like that, it's going to be really hard to single them out and damage them. And they do hit really hard, so we don't want to take the unnecessary damage. There's just no need. So what we're going to do is we're just going to grab all the required items and then head up the stairs so we can continue progressing. But first, I have to fix my glasses. I hope everybody's having a great morning. I am incredibly sleepy. I stayed up watching... What did I stay up watching? Oh, I don't even remember. But I just couldn't stop. Oh, it was a movie. I think it's called something like The Colony or something. I don't remember what, but it's about space exploration, and somehow, like, I guess people aren't fertile anymore. Like, they can't have babies and stuff. And so, like, it just starts off pretty crazy. Like, they're crash landing, I think, back on Earth, and they're surprised that there are survivors and that there's children and things like that. And they all speak different language. Like the humans now, they don't speak English. They speak like just a new language they've created. And the people from space, of course, they're all speaking English and whatever else, and they're trying to figure out what the hell happened. Did they leave me something? But anyways, it was pretty cool. I mean, I like the concept. Kind of one that we've seen before 100 times, but it was pretty well done. But I just couldn't sleep because it's not because the movie was so great, but just because I was restless, and now I'm paying for it. Alright, now we've gotten through this little area here. There's going to be a few of these crystal buddies. We'll dodge those arrows. Point blank range and still dodge them. Come through here. And then we need to play around with these levers a bit so we can switch over the direction that the staircases are pointing, and that's going to allow us to navigate this area. Oh gosh, okay, that was close. Oh my goodness me. About to die if I don't heal. Okay, there you go. Good thing they don't have any poise. And that guy's dead now, so that's great. We're going to turn this thing around. Head up the stairs. And then we're going to cross back over. This will allow us to reach the other side of the staircase. So we can head over outside of the archives and to the crystal caverns. Let me go ahead and take these guys out. The archers, although they're not very strong, if they're buffed like they are now, they can deal crazy amounts of damage, like so. So I want to make sure I'm taking them out. We'll heal again with one of our last Estus flasks. What I like to do at this part is just kind of drop down, not get shot typically, but we'll spice it up this time. I didn't mean to heal, but that's okay. A little extra health never hurt anybody. So then we're going to come up here, hope that we don't get shot in the back. Actually, I meant to go downstairs. Oops. But anyway, so now that we're downstairs, we're good to go. We'll just avoid this archer here. And then now we should be within a few meters of the next bonfire. So we're in really good shape. We're going to open up this little secret passageway here that would be behind the bookcase or the bookshelf. This little bookshelf right here. So we've just opened up a secret passageway, and now we can activate the bonfire. So that wasn't so bad. The only thing that I am kind of concerned about is the amount of damage that we are taking. So we're taking a good amount of damage. A little bit too much, I would say, from the curse. So I don't know if I have a curse ring. I may have a curse ring. Yeah, there you go. There it is right there. Perfect. So I am going to use that because I feel like it's very likely that I'm going to take enough curse damage to die, and then we'd have to come back and face the boss again and do some navigation. I don't really feel like doing that. I want to beat him, if I can, on the first attempt. Like a boss. Alright, so here we go. We're going to grab some of this stuff because why not? It's just the Chandler's robes. A few other goodies around here that we can always grab. I think it's the Falchion. We definitely need that for something. I think that would be if we're trying to save Big Hat Logan, which, unfortunately, that's just not going to happen this run. These guys are crazy. They do this really cool kicking attack that they spinning kick. That's really reminiscent of like Street Fighter. Pretty awesome. And the funny thing is, if you have the Dragon Bone Fist, you can do like the Shoryuken or whatever, the uppercut. So it's really cool. Alright, we're gonna come back around here, and then we'll just grab the Crystal Ember. I mean, why not? There's really no point. But it's just muscle memory. Pillage chest, please. Thank you. It's just muscle memory at this point. We'll pull this lever and activate the staircase. Drop down here, and then we should be good to go. This is pretty much the direct path over to the Crystal Cavern, so we're just going to avoid these fools right here, these Crystal Golems. Or Crystal Golems, I don't know, however you want to say that. Golems or Golems? I say both, just depending on the mood I'm in. Crystal Cave. Alright, so we're going to avoid this guy. The Golden Golem up here can deal some pretty heavy damage. I'm going to show you the path that I take from the Crystal Caves. I usually just head right up here. There'll be a humanity up here that you can grab. Always nice to have some humanity there. Slide down here. It's fine if you take that little fall damage. It's really not going to make a big difference. And this is the first path, the invisible path you'll have to take. So I usually just run straight across. Now this part is really, I'd say, the most treacherous because you're kind of sliding. And unfortunately, even in the remastered version, they did not fix the sliding. And there you go, we rolled. I almost fell off there because of the sliding. But what we're going to do is we're going to fall down here. And we're going to kill these crystal lizards because why not? got some twinkling titanite. Not really needed at this point, but then you just have a straight path to the other side. Now, what I'm trying to do is line up. There you go. You like to line up with that ledge right there, and that way you can just run straight and you're safe. You're good to go. Nothing to worry about there, and now you've kind of made it through the crystal caves. That's the easiest way to do it. There are other ways and other paths, but they're a lot more difficult. So I encourage you to not do it the hard way. I do believe I'm going to use Power Within so I can deal some additional damage. In the event that we find that we don't have enough health, I will try to... ooh, we're going to get out. Hopefully... Okay, I was going to say, in the event that... I thought the crabs were going to come through, but if we don't have enough health because we're using Power Within and Seath is damaging us a lot, I'll go ahead and kindle the fire so we can have 10 Estus flasks or 10 heals. So, but I think we should be able to pull it off in this try. I think it's so crazy how he can fly. He looks so bottom heavy. It's a thick boy. Uh-oh, he ain't happy. Alright, so let's go over here. We're gonna make him destroy his own crystal. That's just the kind of guy I am. So as soon as he starts thinking about attacking, he destroyed his own crystal, so we're good to go. Of course, we got a little friend over here. That's great. We should just watch our curse damage, which is fine. We're gonna be okay. We're taking a lot of health damage, actually. Ow. He's just spamming this attack. He normally doesn't do that. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on, bro. Stop spamming the same attack. Yeah, he never does that. You probably hear that every stream. That never happened before. Seriously. Alright, we're going to escape and heal. And then we're going to come in and be very aggressive right here. There you go. That's super aggressive, isn't it? 1, 2, and 3 should do it. Oh, okay, 2 did it. So we beat him first try. That's awesome. This is New Game Plus, and we're only using a shield, by the way. So you're welcome. Are you not entertained? Alright, cool. So, yeah. That was awesome. We can level up again, because why not? We're going to go for the max possible HP ever. Now we can remove the Curse Bite ring, and we switch it back out with the Chloranthy ring. One thing that I could do is add back the Ring of Favor and Protection, which is a really good ring. I think, as a matter of fact, that I may do that. So we're going to do this instead. Ring of Favor, and then see if we need to have this ring. Havel's ring right here. I'm going to see if we need it to fast roll. Oh, we do. Dang it. That's unfortunate. That's okay, though. If we didn't need that ring, then I would have equipped the Chloranthy ring. But look how much more health we have. If you go to level up, we only had like 1,700. Now we have 2,100. So it's a lot more health, actually. So that's fine. We'll see if we need to repair anything, and then we'll just go ahead and head back over to Nito's place. So we're going to warp back to Firelink Shrine. And if you guys are enjoying what you're watching, please be sure to drop a follow. You guys are, your viewership's always appreciated. Trying to make my way to affiliate. So I need, I think, 50 followers. And I believe I'm at 23 as of last night. So, all right. So we're heading to Firelink Shrine. We're gonna go ahead and tag this bonfire. I think just for the sake of it, we can go ahead and defeat some of these NPCs here if they showed up. They did not. Okay, good. But we will go ahead and kill this guy.
By the lords.
Hey.
Enough of you. Feel the wrath of the gods.
Whoa, bro. We made him bleed, so he died. So that was great. We did a bunch of additional damage there. The other knights didn't show up, and I don't remember exactly what procs them to show up, but that's fine. We got some humanity there. We'll go ahead and grab these little treasures that I normally grab on every run, just to make sure if we need it, if we need this file for another challenge, he'll at least have just about everything we need. Fully maxed out health and everything. Very likely that we won't unless we do a new game. It'd be what? New game plus plus, and we would be doing another Thorns type run. Initially, all I wanted to do was just damage with the rolls and possibly even with fists and kicks, but it ended up becoming just any kind of Thorn type runs. Fortunately, I did outline that in the beginning just to make sure that if we needed a means to deal a little bit more damage, we could rely on the shield. But I just didn't want to use any traditional weapons. And it's been a pretty challenging run, actually. Alright, so I don't have any other NPCs to kill. Okay, so that's fine. We're going to head down to the catacombs, and I have a little, something of a little shortcut that we can get through the catacombs really quickly, if we nail it right. I think these are just little soul items. We really don't need these at this point. Excuse me, Mr. Skeleton. So we're going to come down here. We will end up needing to change out our helmet for the Sunlight Maggot helm so we can see, because there's going to be decreased visibility and it's going to be a real issue, actually. But we should be able to navigate pretty safely with the Sunlight Maggot helm. And I don't remember the exact path, but I do know the shortcut at least. So we'll at least be able to get through the catacombs very quickly. And then when it comes to the Tomb of the Giants, we can get through a big chunk of it. I wish I practiced that area, but you'll know if you watch any of my streams, I don't practice my challenge runs or anything like that. I just say, I think I want to try this, and then I just do it. So a lot of these challenges and streams are just kind of on a whim. I'm just winging them. So this guy has crazy defense for some reason. I need to go ahead and heal because these guys can kill me. I'm kind of stuck here. They don't have any poise, which is great, but they just keep coming. They keep pouring in. Oddly, I did destroy the Necromancer, but they seem to still have regenerative capabilities. So let me just make sure if I kill them, they don't respawn. Yeah, they're respawning. Really strange. And them respawning is actually going to prevent me from activating that bonfire. I wonder if there's another Necromancer in range that's making them respawn for some reason. I'm just spamming this here because I'm just trying to kill him. Okay, we got souls for it, so those guys are permanently dead. That was strange that one of them regenerated and resurrected. That's actually not supposed to happen if you've defeated the nearby Necromancer, so that was really weird. No worries. At least we're safe now. We've tagged the bonfire, so now we can make an attempt at our little shortcut here. So we're gonna run down here, and these guys are gonna use similar tactics to my set of thorns here. They're gonna roll into me, but they're gonna be wielding their swords so they can hurt me, like so. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna position ourselves right here, walk off very carefully, and not die, because we're not gonna do that. And then we're going to heal. Let these guys blow up, hopefully. I'm trying to find the next path to jump off. I forgot already. I believe it's just right down here, but we don't want to fall off. We want to jump off. There you go, and land right here on this platform. I'm going to leave that item there as a point of reference. So I'm going to heal again, and then we're going to drop down to the second level. And then we're going to come this way. So we've pretty much made it to the boss fight. We skipped the entire first area, or the entire catacombs area. So now we can traverse the light go through the fog gate, and we'll beat Nito. Not Nito, sorry, Pinwheel. Pinwheel is a glorified enemy. He just has a life bar. I'm not sure why he's even a boss. I guess he does have some significance in the lore, but he is very easy to defeat. And once we beat him, we'll be able to progress to the Tomb of the Giants. So far we're making some really great progress. I hope you guys are enjoying what you're seeing. The masks of the mother, father, and child. All at once. I wonder which one we'll get. Hopefully the father. That'd be cool. I think that's one of the ones I'm missing. Is it you? That's a shade. So just a farce. This one is not the real one either. Are you the real one? There he is. And we're just using our shield here. Once he reappears, we'll be able to deal some more damage. And he's dead. Interestingly enough, there's like a little secret passageway that opens up and it allows you to progress. I never noticed that in the normal fights, but we got a Mask of the Child. I think we already have one of those, but no worries. Now we can head up the stairs. We beat Pinwheel on the first try. Again, this is New Game Plus, so the difficulty is even higher. The bosses have more health, they deal more damage, and everybody thinks you're ugly. That is New Game Plus. Alright, so what we're going to do is from this ladder here, we're going to walk along this pathway. We're going to look for a very specific area here that I always forget. I feel like I just did it too, but it's fine. We're going to forget stuff. That was close. Let's see how much damage we're doing to these giant skeletons here. Not nearly as much as I'd like. They're doing tons of damage to us, though. Fortunately, we can stagger them every 2 hits, so if we just kind of stay aggressive, we'll be able to mitigate a lot of the damage they can do to us. But let's see. I think it's right over here, because I remember seeing this little alien head. We go here, and then we should drop down to the right, and we should be fine. Okay. Now we're going to drop down again. And there's going to be 2 skeletons here. There you go. That's always fun. Oh gosh. Okay, I don't want to die. We're going to get shot. It's okay. And stabbed. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. This is good. It's good practice. Alright, we're going to heal. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Oh my gosh, I don't have any more heals. There should be... Ouch. This. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide down here so I can be safe. I say that while I'm surrounded by these fools. I'm dead. Oh god. We're going to use humanity to heal. And then now we're going to kind of get ourselves reoriented so we can head back up to the top. There should be a... This is where you'd go if you're trying to save the NPCs that are from the Way of the White. But we didn't even activate them at all, so I'm not even worried about doing that little side quest. Because we are doing a challenge run after all. We're not concerning ourselves with NPCs. But what we do need is... we just kind of use that area so we can get away from the big giants. And if you needed a skull lantern, this is a guaranteed spot of where you obtain one. So if you want to do a skull lantern only run like I want to do, that's where you go. But anyways, we're going to come down here. Is that my bonfire? It is. So there you go. We've navigated through the catacombs and the Tomb of Giants. Now all we need to do is we're going to reverse our hollowing just for the sake of being able to kindle this fire. There's 2 bonfires in the Tomb of Giants, but I want to make sure I can at least do this one. If I can find the second one, then we'll be in even better shape because we won't have to go and navigate any further. So we should have 10 Estus now. Alright, cool. So it should be pretty straightforward now. We're going to come up this ladder, and then we're going to go to the left. We're going to kill Patches because he's a jerk. Oh, at least we'll knock him down. He is quite the jerk. So, I don't feel bad about doing that. Not at all. I see a bonfire down there, which is great. That's the bonfire that we're looking for, actually. And I wonder. I feel like if I drop down there, I'll die. So, instead, we're going to just avoid these guys. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to try this. Yep, that works. That works. Gonna roll so we don't take any damage from anything falling on our heads. And I do believe the bonfire should be right around the corner. As long as we don't get pursued, it won't go out. It's extinguished. That sucks. Oh my gosh. Okay, there you go. That's great. Lovely. Yeah, this is great. We're in a very tight spot and we're dealing minimal damage. I'm gonna heal. Oh my gosh, this is like the worst scenario I could be in right now. That's fine. Ooh, he got me. That's fine. We do know... Oh, he knocked me off too. We know exactly where the bonfire is from the initial bonfire that we just kindled, so we should be fine. But man, that was rough. He was relentless in his pursuit. Alright, so what I'm gonna climb up here first. I hope that I don't aggro him again. Oh my gosh, I forgot about you. You killed me earlier in the game, sir. How are you not bleeding yet? I must know. He's got no poise, so we can continue doing this kind of damage to him at least. Wow, I didn't even look at my health. I wasn't watching my health at all. Whoops. That's fine. Let's kill Patches, watch our health, and then head to that second bonfire. Once we're at the second bonfire, we are literally less than a minute away from, or I'd say 2 minutes away from Nito, which is the second to the last boss that I fight, in the order in which I do it anyways. Alright, bro. Oh, you're mine now. Language. Alright, we got him. We're gonna get some humanity and a crescent axe. Gonna dodge. This would have been us going through the fog gate right here. But then we're gonna go one more area. Ouch, he hits pretty hard. We're gonna drop down. We're gonna hopefully not aggro anybody on the way here, so we can tag the bonfire. Yes, okay, we got it. So now I can go ahead and use some humanity. I have humanity on my person, so I'll just use that instead. There's 1 and 2. So now what we can do is, I'm gonna actually clean up my inventory just a bit. There are certain things I don't need that kind of just get in the way of my items whenever I'm menuing, so I want to make sure all that stuff's out of the way for me. I don't mind those items there. Green Blossom kind of pissed me off. It doesn't do anything. You can't use it with anything else. I'll take it. Wait, what? Hold on there. What the hell? There. Green Blossom didn't do a lot though. You can't stack it with anything or be using it with anything else, so it's super annoying. Like, you can't have Transient Curse in Green Blossom. You can't use Pyromancy in Green Blossom, and it helps you increase your stamina regen. So that was really annoying that I couldn't use that. Alright, we'll have like 5 or 10. That's fine. 5's good. Get rid of any additional items and weapons that we just don't need, because this is not that kind of run. Just cleaning things up here. We'll keep a bow on just in case. Get rid of the catalysts. There you go. Let's see. Is there any ring that we don't need on us? Yep, we're in good shape. Okay, perfect. So now, let's go ahead and reverse our hollowing. And then we're going to kindle the fire. That way we can have 10 Estus flasks. And we should be good to go. Alright, let's make our way through. I almost fell off there. That's great. I do believe this is the way I need to go. Somewhere. Drop down here. Why not? That was close. That was really close. Alright, we should be out. Now, Grant will be chasing us. Not Grant. Paladin Bruce Leroy. Eesh, I don't know how hard he's gonna be. Let's do this. He hits pretty hard. Really hard. Okay, dude. Okay. I'm scared, officially. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to push him off the ledge, but that's not working. Die! Okay, we got him. Whew. That was scary. We got some Humanity, Grant, and Sanctus. Very good. Okay, so now we can make it through here, hopefully with very little trouble. Normally I defeat these guys, but these are a lot stronger than I thought. Especially with the damage that I'm dealing right now, it's pretty minimal, so we gotta play it kind of safe here. We avoided the This Is Sparta skeleton, which is always a pleasure. Come down here, grab this Soul of a Hero. I'm gonna heal. We don't need to face off with any of those pinwheel dudes either, so we'll come back here, grab another Soul of a Hero. Come through this fog gate. And then we will take a bunch of fall damage here, unfortunately. Not a big fan of that. I don't know why they do that, actually. Other than it's Dark Souls. I'm gonna pop... Oh no, I'm not. I was gonna pop Iron Flesh. Maybe I won't. Oh wow, can't get it off unfortunately. Hold on. Must survive. Oh, there you go. I don't know how I just rolled there. Okay, Nito's gonna be a pain in the ass. I am toxic too, so I'm getting a lot of damage. I'm taking a lot of damage actually. Oh, this is not good. Okay. If I could not have some graphical slowdown, that'd be great. I know I'm taking tons of damage, it's fine. Probably gonna die. That's okay. He's killing his enemies better than I am, so... Oh, his little cronies, which is fine. He can do that all day if he wants. We haven't dealt any damage, hardly, but that's okay. I'm dead. Pretty sure I'm dead. I didn't die, oh my gosh. Had no health whatsoever, but that's fine. Oh, goodness me. Why? I need to escape, create some distance, because this is getting bad. Alright, so now we can two-hand the shield and try and deal as much damage as possible. I have like no heals. And we're getting destroyed by his ghost people. Uh-oh. I did not press triangle there. There you go. He should kill his... Yep, that should kill most of his little cronies there. That's fine. I'll take it. The more damage he does... The more times he does that, the less enemies we have to deal with. And I am okay with that. Need iron flesh again. We're going to switch over to our two-handed shield. We're going to hope he spams that same wonderful attack. Please spam it, sir. We're going to use a humanity. This is getting hectic. I'm getting scared. I think I got knocked down, yeah. Come on, Nito. I want to win. Alright, come on, baby. Dealing some damage here. Gotta get out of this corner because I can't see anything. My visibility is non-existent. That's okay. He should have pretty much killed everybody there. So I'm going to use a humanity. Going to get hit in the face. I'm going to keep spamming this because he should end up killing his own people here. I'm going to use one last humanity. Get hit in the face. And then I'm going to finish him off. I must survive. One more hit. We got him first try. Woo! That was tough. That was tough. We got him though. We definitely got him. I think technically we should be able to find Leroy's stuff, right? I thought. Or do we have to quit out? That was very stressful. Very, very stressful. I think we need to quit out so that we can find Paladin Leroy's gear. So let's see if we can jump back in here and see if it populates. See if it spawns. But yeah, so far so good. We've done pretty well in this run. It's right here, actually, so we do need to either quit out or possibly just warp. That's great armor, by the way. Now we can warp over to Firelink Shrine. And at this point, we have everything we need. We can go straight to Gwyn. I feel like it's going to be very tough to defeat him. But in 45 minutes, we've already defeated Seath and Nito. So I'm confident. We'll go ahead and repair our equipment as well. I no longer need any kind of poison resistance or anything like that. I'll go ahead and grab some more humanity, though, from the bottomless box, because this guy does a lot of damage. Gwyn hits like a truck, and I don't parry his attacks very well, so you'll see. You'll see. Alright, so now we should be good to go. I don't think I really need to have these other things attuned either. It kind of gets in the way. It was just more so if somebody were to invade me. But it doesn't matter anymore. So now we have those items. We can go ahead and also have the green blossom, which doesn't do anything really, but I'm so angry about it. Alright, cool. Let's get out of here. Let's change our helmet back to the Helm of Thorns. And might as well go ahead and put Paladin Leroy's stuff away as well. Since we're here. Alright. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. All right, we're good to go. Let's go. Let's go beat Gwyn. Let's go beat the game. Let's do this. And this again is on New Game Plus, by the way. And I still don't know where to go. Goodbye. Wish we could kill him. I really don't like him. Very nice. Very nice indeed. That armor looks amazing. And I've said that in every cutscene. And I'll continue to say that in every cutscene. We're going to offer the Lord's vessels, or the Lord's souls, to the vessel. Yes. Looks great. Look at that. Gosh, that's beautiful. That's it right there. So now, this seal will be broken so we can go through to Lord Gwyn's domain. I wonder if I can... Yeah, you can't kindle these. So I was going to say, can you kindle this? Alright, I didn't think so. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is make our way down this the Walk of Shame that we're probably going to make a few times. And as we reach this little resting place, we'll just make some quick maneuvers here to make sure we avoid fighting any of these Black Knights. We're going to avoid fighting with any of them because, as you saw earlier, we don't deal a ton of damage to them, one. And two, they're incredibly strong. So taking on the bosses is quite enough. What? He just jumped on my head. He stunned me. Alright, here goes. It's a very Colosseum-like structure. I never really paid attention to it. Alright, here goes. We're going to have our shield up. We're going to go towards his shield hand. And then we're going to sprint past him. That was the hardest part of that whole area. So now we can just safely traverse down these steps. Fix my glasses. And then we're going to walk through the kiln. Or the fog gate, actually. So we can enter the kiln. Out and get stabbed in the stomach. Because why not? And hope we don't die. I'm gonna try to parry him. Nope, that didn't work. Why are you attacking so fast? He killed me in no time. I didn't get to touch him. I was trying to parry the very first strike, and then after he hit me so hard I healed, and then the timing after that was just so off. So that's okay. That is unfortunate. I think what I'm going to end up having to do is use the strategy I employed last time when I didn't have very much range on my fist weapons. And I'm going to use the rocks around the fighting arena so that we can go ahead and create some distance. I'm not going to rely much on parries because clearly that's not my forte. Not for Gwyn anyways. For some reason I have a very tough time parrying him. And if you miss one of his strikes, the timing is just really bad. Like, you really have to adjust. So the margin of error is pretty small. But also, if you do make a mistake, it's really hard to recover from that mistake. Because he can spam like 2 or 3 attacks in rapid succession. And you just need to at least take 1 to 2 hits to be able to get the third strike. If you're trying to parry it. If not, you need to just roll away. But I was stubbornly standing right in front of him, taking all those attacks. No worries. We'll use our tried and true strategy that we just discovered last time. I normally, at this point in time, am very powerful and able to dispatch Gwyn pretty easily, and I don't have to deal with a lot of the like having to create distance or a lot of those other strategic elements. You just hit him, and he dies. But in this build, in this challenge, we're not dealing a ton of damage, so it's going to be more of a war of attrition. So we're going to have to see who can last longer. I will still try this one parry. Okay, I always miss it. That's fine. Ouch. This guy hits hard. Ow. I'm gonna get hit again. Lovely. Gotta create some distance here because he is still pursuing me pretty closely. Now, okay, now we're gonna be good. Ugh. Wow, we do no damage. Don't chase me! He is everywhere. Great. There you go. I didn't know he was gonna have... Oh, okay, that's fine. Hyper armor during that attack, but he did. I thought he was gonna be able to get stunned or even bleed. He missed. Oh my gosh. Please! He's gonna stab me. In the back. Oh, this guy's hard. Okay. Oh, my ass. Okay, that's fine. Nope. Oh, I see now. Now I understand what was happening with the 4 Kings fight. I died. That's okay. But now I understand. So pretty much what was happening is if you do that two-handed attack with your shield, there are certain animations where if the enemy is striking you, it counts as a block, but sort of like a mist block, so it does take up a lot of stamina, and your damage mitigation, and there's some damage mitigation there, so you don't actually take a full hit. So if you do like this, you actually it counts as like a partial block, it seems. And those are mechanics that I've never really experienced before, or things I didn't even know about, because I haven't ever done these types of challenge runs for Dark Souls. So that's really cool. I didn't realize that, and I was wondering why certain attacks were taking up so much stamina, and it's because I was pretty much blocking while attacking simultaneously, so that's pretty cool. But I think we're going to be better off. That was the second attempt, I think, for Gwyn. Much better than the first, I would say. But yeah, I would need to stay more mobile. I need to keep moving and rolling as much as possible. And then I just need to be on the offensive. Every 3 strikes, it stuns him unless he has hyper armor. So I know that the grab attack gives him hyper armor, so he's immune to any kind of stuns. So we need to see like kind of what the next attack is going to be. Like, does any of his other swing attacks or anything like that, do those have hyper armor? Because if so, I need to be mindful of them. If not, I'm going to be spamming this these light attacks like crazy. Missed. I like this guy when he usually does like his jumping attack, but he hasn't been doing it lately. He's just been stabbing me in the spleen. Very, very unoriginal. Alright, here goes. Damn. This guy is insane. Trying to heal. If he'd be so kind. There he is. Oh, he grabbed me anyways. I jumped right into his grab. That's not good. Hate that kick attack. Nope. Oh, it's annoying. I'm trying to get these rolls timed correctly, but they're not very easy to nail. Especially because he can really move around these rocks pretty well too. Can navigate pretty nicely. There you go. We use the get up animation for its iframes. That's not good. There you go. That's okay, that's okay. Whew. I'm nervous. Commentary sucks because I'm nervous. There you go. 1, 2. Spam these attacks. That's okay. Nice little uppercut. Oh my gosh. Please don't kill me. Nope. He's positioning really nicely. Okay, we dodged that. He's got some mad range with his sword. The uppercut, we got stunned, so that's going to hit us pretty much every time. If he hits us with the second attack, he's going to get us with the third as well. Oh no. Quit stabbing me in the back. Alright, here goes. Gonna try and reposition again so we can heal one of our last times. Gonna get stabbed in the back, it's okay. We got grabbed as well, so we're gonna be hurting for health right now. He's almost at half health. We're gonna dodge this, if not we die. Alright, last heal's right there. Now we have humanity left, that's all we got left. Oh gosh, he's everywhere right now. Two and three. Okay, he can kind of redirect that attack if he needs to, which is scary. Oh gosh, I'm dead. We got him below half health. I would say almost to a third. So that was pretty decent, but damn. He hits like a truck. And we used all 20 of our flasks as well. So this dude is for real. He plays for keeps, as they say. But no worries. We're getting closer and closer each time. I do need to try and use a green blossom just so I can have some increased stamina regen for my rolls and so that I can continue attacking. I'm also going to consider trying to use Power Within, considering how often I have to heal. If I can deal a little bit more damage, that might help me out. The only other concern is I don't want to sacrifice my light rolls because I could actually try the red tearstone ring technique, but like we use for the Four Kings, but he hits too hard, and if he hits me once and I am unable to dodge or parry, we're dead, and we're gonna be right back here making this or taking our little walk of shame. So I would probably prefer to be a little bit more cautious because of how much damage he can deal. So we're gonna probably go that route instead. Maybe some Power Within, but maybe not red tearstone ring because we're not much of a glass cannon anyways. We're like a glass 9mm because we're not dealing a ton of damage. So not a big advantage for us to have the capability of dying in 1 or 2 shots, and we're not dealing that much more damage. There you go. I love those jump attacks. He usually does one too. Nope. Going for the stab this time. We're going to do the same thing and reposition ourselves behind the rocks. Ouch. He does have hyper armor on his attacks. That's scary. And he pretty much... I got stunned. I couldn't move. I couldn't roll or anything, so those attacks do stun you. Definitely impact your poise. So we got him at least 3 times, and that took away one of those segments of his health, but he hit us with a nice combo, completely destroyed us. This is very similar to the run that I just did with the Dragon Bone Fist. We had the same problems. We weren't dealing a ton of damage, 1. And then 2, we really had some limited range, like incredibly limited range on our attacks. The only benefit is that we could parry with the Dragon Bone Fist. You can actually execute a riposte. But I am unable to parry, or actually, I can parry, so I can still parry the strike, but I can't punish it with the riposte, not with a shield weapon, so I'm at a little bit of a disadvantage there. Because I'd have to switch to one hand to be able to do that. So I guess I could. We can try that. But again, the parries just aren't really my forte. You've seen how that went. I think the very first attempt I tried a few parries and I didn't even hit him once. And we juked him out. Perfect. Getting cleaner and cleaner each time. We're not taking damage, and that's great. So I'm going to try and switch between 2-handing the shield and 1-handing the shield so I can parry as well. That way I can get a few free strikes in on him. That would be another strategy that I think would make the most sense. Oh, you and your stabs. Alright, here goes. Attempt number 17. Nope. Okay, I didn't see that coming. See, and then I'm trying to hit him when he's doing that. The jerk. Oh, okay, that's not gonna... Man, see, I'm too aggressive when I'm parrying. So, when I'm parrying, what's happening is I'm like saying, okay, at this time he's open, he's not attacking me, so I'm gonna strike him. And then, while I'm doing a strike animation, I can't actually parry at the same time. So, I needed to decide, am I gonna be parrying this guy the full time, or are we going to just be striking him like normal? That is the question. Another thing we could always consider is using the Black Knight shield, which has really good fire damage resistance. I don't think the shields that I have, the current shield I have, is any good against fire resistance actually. But one thing I haven't really done is blocked. I've just been trying to dodge. He just hits so hard that every time he's gonna hit, I feel like every time he strikes me and connects, he's going to just deplete my stamina, and then I'm not going to be able to move. So I will try to block. But I have to decide. If I'm going to parry, I need to just parry only whenever I have completed the animation and he's in that kind of staggered phase. Because if he's not in that animation, then I shouldn't be striking him. Nice. Now we got a nice little angle down there as well. So pretty much I've got that pretty clean little path there, so we're not taking any damage here. No need for us to take any damage. Not here. Do your jumping attack. It looks so pretty. Okay, or not. And you, sir? You gonna stab me? Yes, he is. So I think I am gonna try to do the one-handed and then the parry technique, so... Okay. I need to heal. Need to create some distance and heal. We're gonna get behind this rock and get stabbed and then heal. Oh, a delayed attack. I love those. We're gonna heal again. We got really lucky there. Okay, that's scary. I'm trying to hit him here. Hit the parry, hit him twice and back away, get stabbed in the face. Ooh, I tried to dodge, and because of that, I was punished for it. So I didn't deal any more damage than I normally would have by one-handing it and then parrying. So I don't know how much more effective that strike was, or that whole strategy was for me, because I can't consistently get those parries. And it's not anything other than it's just I'm unable to get them. It's just me executing them. So I think it'd be better if I'm just more aggressive and I'm just dodging and using the two-handed method instead, because yeah, that parry thing is just not gonna work for me. Technically I could parry, switch to two-hand, and then deal slightly more damage, but I don't know how much I like that. It's a little bit too passive for me, and I can't get the parries down consistently enough for it to be a method that I truly can rely on right now. So we're going to go with the tried and true the super aggressive method instead. It's more my style anyways. I do like parrying quite a bit, but Gwyn is just not a boss that I have practiced on. No, like I said earlier, he's like kind of like the Asylum Demon was before I did my fist weapons only run. You don't really understand all the attacks that they have until you have to fight them for like 5 minutes. And when you have like that 5-10 minute fight, you're like, okay, this is a really long encounter. You start learning their attack patterns, how they telegraph each of their attacks. And I haven't done that with him because by this point in the game, I'm like, alright, let's get this done. So that is my own doing. There you go, you did your jumping attack. Maybe this will be the one. This will be the time we win. We could always try the power within though, like I said earlier too. I missed him? I hate that kick. So annoying. I hate getting stunned by that attack too. Also annoying. I'm gonna die because power within. Well, we're not using power within again. It did 213 damage, I think, with one strike. I'm gonna see how much damage I deal without using power within. It's probably right around 180. So it's not a huge difference, but the reason why I died there was because power within was ticking away at my health. So what happens is with this pyromancy, if you use it, you deal increased damage, but at the cost of losing 1 tick of health per second, pretty much. And so because I got hit twice with that combo when I was trying to recover and heal, I was actually trying to run away so I could create some distance and flask, but I didn't have enough time or health, and so I died. So probably not going to go that route. In Iron Flesh, I've tried that before with the Dragon Bone Fist run, and that did not work very well. Did not work very well at all. Because he still deals a ton of damage. Oh my gosh, I almost fell off. I didn't move the knight far enough to the left. Whoops. That could have been bad. Alright, so what we're going to do this time is we're just going to head down and we're going to stay aggressive again, but I'm going to actually, I keep forgetting, rolling into Gwyn is good as well. I mean, because that deals damage. I mean, not a ton, but initially this was going to be a rolling only kind of run, so I got to use that a little bit more. Also, one thing I like is if he's at a weird angle, he can't hit you. 157, so not bad. See, like, he's not able to strike me there. Don't do your uppercut, thank you. Dodge. Dodge. Dodge! Okay. There you go. If you just scream it loud enough, eventually you will dodge. I can't see what you're doing! Alright, we're gonna heal twice, just so I have full health. That's okay. Dodge again. Try to anyways. Oh gosh. I need to create some distance so I can heal. There you go. Roll, baby. Okay. Gotta avoid this grab and punish it, hopefully. Same thing here. That was terrible. Ah! This guy is everywhere. Yep. Okay, good. We didn't get grabbed there. That would have pissed me off. This guy's hopping around like crazy. 1, 2 hits, please. We got punished there for trying to dodge and failing that timing miserably. I'm gonna die here if I get hit again, and I died. But we got him down to a little bit more than half health, so probably just only a third of his damage was taken away, so not a lot, but better than the previous attempts anyways. Still having a lot of trouble. Once I get hit, it's hard to recover because there's like this strange recovery animation where I'm kind of actually stuck. And it's not even really, I don't know if it's poise or what that's making me do that, because I'm not being stunned, but I am getting hit, and then I'm pretty much a sitting duck waiting for that next hit in the combo. So I need to do a little bit better to time my dodges and my rolls so that I can avoid those big strikes. But man, he's got a lot of different attacks and several different attack animations that come from different angles. So the hardest for me to dodge are the lunges. And then of course whenever he does that upward swinging strike that's kind of like an uppercut, that one's very difficult to dodge as well, and it deals a ton of damage. That's probably his most powerful strike, that and the lunge, which hits you twice. So I gotta do better to avoid that. Gotta do better to avoid that. Alright, I'm getting tired, but I think I'm getting fatigued. I'm hungry, so I need to beat him. That'll be my reward. Eating will be my reward for beating Lord Gwyn. But yeah, I'm getting fatigued for sure. I can tell my performance is sucking us a little bit, but it's fine. Those first two fights were easy, so we knew this one was going to be hard. Nito was actually a lot tougher than I would have anticipated, though. It was a lot tougher. There you go. See, we're just sitting ducks. And he has some really good homing on that lunge attack, so even though I dodged, he was still able to correct his position and stab me anyway, so that's a tough one. He's going to be a pain in the ass, I can tell already. You know, the funny thing is I've seldom explored the rest of the arena. Like, those two little stones, that's usually where I stay at. So I wonder if there's maybe other stones or rocks that could, or formations that could help create a little bit better distance. The reason why I like the one right next to the fog gate, though, is because if he is kind of at an elevated, like at a slight elevation, he will actually miss you in his strikes because the hitboxes get all weird. So he can be striking you and it seemingly hitting you, but it won't deal any damage because he's not making contact with your hitbox. So that's why I like that rock that's slightly elevated. There should and could be others around because it looks like there's little rock formations all around that entire area. But it's just getting there too. He's pretty much stays in pursuit the whole time, so you gotta be careful. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna dodge left, go around the shield hand, and we're free to go. Again, this is Dark Souls New Game Plus, Shield only, and we've made it all the way to Gwyn, so I am just trying to do my best to develop a strategy to best deal with him because he's incredibly aggressive, and we have really limited range and not a bunch of damage that we're dealing here, so we got to get creative here. We're going to use our environment to hopefully leverage this in our favor. He tagged me a little bit, but I think I have so much health it didn't hurt me. I won't get greedy. I'm just going to do one hit there instead. I've been trying to get 2 hits off of him, and that is probably what's costing me. So 1 hit instead. Still get hit. That's okay. We're going to reposition and heal. That's okay. He's got homing on that, so unless I dodge at a very, like sharp angle, he's going to hit me every time there. So that is an attack that I need to be able to see and anticipate coming. So I'm going to have to watch his animations a little bit better to see, so that way I can predict what attacks he's going to be doing. Those wide arcing strikes are relatively easy to see, but the uppercut and the lunge, those have really short animations, so I got to be very careful. I got to pick up on those, because I've been killed by that 2 times in a row now, and multiple times in this particular attempt and these attempts. So that has been the attack that I hate most. Ooh, he almost got me in the back. He could have stabbed me in my kidneys. Alright, so now we're going to walk across this bridge, do the same thing where we juke out the Black Knight here. As long as you have him at a certain angle, the swing from his strike won't actually come across and hit you as you're running past. Alright, I think we're doing pretty good so far though. I mean, we're learning, we're making some different attempts. We've had varying success in how much damage we've dealt, but we're gonna get it together. We've been streaming for about an hour and 22 minutes, and we've gotten through Seath and Nito. Now we're just trying to face off with Gwyn. I got stabbed in the back from a Black Knight. That was cheap. I'm gonna stay locked on. I haven't been doing that lately for some reason. He tried to kick me there. There you go. We're going to get in 1 strike here. I'm glad he doesn't turn very well there. That's great. Very fast recovery there. Was not anticipating that. What's he doing? Oh, what the hell was that? That was a really strange animation. That's fine. That attack sucks too, so I need to dodge laterally. He got some crazy homing on that. He did that attack 3 times in a row, unfortunately. And as much as I thought we had hit him, we haven't dealt any more damage than we did in the last few attempts. So I will stay locked on though. But that 2-hit combo where he does the strike and then the lunge or the stab attack, that is unfortunate. Alright, so here we go. Attempt number 635. Lord Gwyn versus Spiked Shield. So far, he has won every single attempt. we're going to make our way to the kiln of the first flame again. Or through the kiln of the first flame. All the way to Lord Gwyn's resting place. And we'll face off with him yet again. Yeah, this has been pretty challenging though. Gwyn is proven to be very difficult in my challenge runs. He just deals so much damage. And the dodge method was fine until he started doing that attack or that combo that I was just having a really tough time anticipating. So it was the one strike and then the stab was very difficult for me to dodge. I got hit 3 times in a row, and that pretty much ended the attempt instantly. Seriously. Oh yeah, I need to lock on, right? We decided that's what we're gonna do. If I can keep him elevated, that'll be to our benefit. Can't believe he missed me there, that was great. He got me there, that's okay. He heard me. Oh good, we dodged. I was having to scratch my nose! Very nice. Nice delay there, asshole. Nice delay. Oh, a kick. I thought he was going to grab, but that was a kick. I don't know why he does that. That freaks me out. You're going to do a lunge, aren't ya? Aren't ya? Got him a few times there. That was nice. I don't quite understand why he does that weird pause. That really throws me off. That was close. We've dealt a ton of damage to him now, more than we have in several attempts, so we're going to continue walking up and down these rock formations so he can continue staying at an elevated, at a slight elevation so we can continue avoiding our hitbox. So far so good, a little nervous, but I think we're doing well to punish him for the last few humiliations. Oh gosh, that uppercut is powerful. Very good. We're going to punish him for that too. He's going to hit us with that because it's got such a long attack animation. We're going to heal. No need to heal now. We're doing pretty well, actually. I'm just pretty nervous. That's why I'm so quiet. But I think we found out the strategy. Just keeping him on this rock was like the best thing we could have done. But it's not over yet. Gwyn often has the last word on things. The final say, if you will. But this time he doesn't, because we won. Very nice. Very nice indeed. I almost turned off the game. Woo! That was awesome. Super exciting. We have completed our shield only run. And Gwyn is no more. That was incredibly freaking stressful. But we've done it. We have completed our challenge. And of course we're not going to kindle the fire. We're going to usher in the age of man. If you guys are watching that and you're not following already, please be sure to follow, because you know, as well as I do, that was awesome. This is the first time I've ever completed this challenge, so thank you guys so much for watching. It's really fitting for us to have this ending, because Gwyn is quite the bastard. So for us to be able to dispatch him using only a shield on New Game Plus was a feat that I have not ever accomplished before. So I'm so glad that I was able to share that experience with you firsthand. Thank you guys so much for your viewership. It's always appreciated. I just want to let you know that there will be plenty more content like this, more Souls-like games, and I will be featuring some new indie games throughout the week as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Oh, my brother, my brother. That's okay. Yeah, man. Gwyn, I used your strategy, okay? I've been using that strategy ever since the Dragon Bone Fist, so I made sure to keep him on the rocks, and after about, I don't know, 15 tries, we got him. So we completed our shield only run. But anyways, you guys' viewership is always appreciated. Thank you so much for the support. And I plan on doing more content like this in the near future. If I can find my copy of Dark Souls 2, I will be sure to stream that. I thought I had the digital version, but the Sins of the Scholars version that I had was actually the physical copy. So I was like, darn it. So I do need to find that. And if I do, we'll start Dark Souls 2. There are a few other games that I want to play in the meantime before the release of Elden Ring, so we're going to have a handful of Souls games on our list. I do really want to play Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, because that is a game I have not actually been able to play other than like the first 30 minutes of it, but I do now have it on the Google Stadia, which is a really cool console actually, and I really actually do enjoy it. The only problem was I couldn't stream the content, but I found a way to actually stream using Google Stadia, so I will be doing that, and that way you guys can see that content as well. There's a handful of really cool games that typically would only be on PC right now that are on Google Stadia, so there's a handful of really cool games, including indie games and Souls-like games that are on there that I really want to show you guys. But anyways, hope you guys had an excellent morning. I will be streaming again tomorrow from 8 to 10. And if I do find any cool indie games in the meantime, I'll be sure to let you guys know when I'm streaming those, kind of like as an additional bonus feature. Other than that, let me see. The only other thing I was going to mention as an announcement was... Yeah, I told you guys, I need to find Dark Souls 2. I have the physical copy. I thought I had digital. So if I find the physical, I'll be sure to play it. If not, we'll hop around the Dark Souls universe and from other games from Software. So anyways, you guys are amazing. Let's go ahead and wrap this one up. So today I defeated Lord Gwyn using a spiked shield only. Today I beat Dark Souls using a shield only and the Set of Thorns spikes. And today I streamed Dark Souls Remastered for your viewing pleasure. Now what the fuck have you done lately? It's Inhuman One signing out. Catch you guys next time. See ya, Dave.